Ladies and gentlemen, the show we've all been waiting for, Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present REP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts, Kim Purvis and Allison Robinson. Live every Thursday night on Spreaker, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Be sure to check out their Facebook page, REP Paranormal Busters.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome to another night of REP Paranormal and Friends. So tonight we were going to kind of talk about some investigations and things like that, but we also had a surprise. Darren is joining us tonight, so welcome.
Surprise!
Surprise, everybody!
Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to have to get into chat and ask your own questions to yourself, right?
Well,
unless somebody has them all written down.
Devices, but no, I'm not going to. This would be like a 3-hour program.
Christopher already says, "Ever seen a ghost?" He he he.
Yes, you are.
Christopher says hi.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, all right. So,
what we're going to start off doing tonight is talking about we all three of us were with the Southern Gypsies last weekend.
Uh-huh.
And so we're going to talk about kind of some of the things that went on over the weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was a blast. So much fun. The Gypsies are just a blast, period. I mean, that's talk about high energy and just spontaneous, like, let's go, let's do this, let's do that. You know, don't worry about that, fuck that. Let's keep going, you know?
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's you don't know where they're going to make a left turn or a right turn, so...
Now, we didn't make it to the Granger House part of it, but do you want to go ahead and discuss a little bit about your interactions there at the Granger House?
Sure. So the Granger House was my first time being there, being with Steve Weeks and his crew and stuff like that. And that event itself was just awesome. My initial impressions of the house was like, holy crap. I got to pinch myself. I'm actually here, you know. But the carriage house was a neat thing. The house is totally awesome with all the old antique stuff and minus the mannequins. I hate the mannequins.
Those mannequins are pretty damn creepy.
But I went in for my initial walkthrough and stuff and kind of got the feel of the place, and it was okay. On the first level, I didn't have any issues on the first level. Pretty quiet. And then when I started going up the stairs, I got to the second to last step, and all of a sudden my heart started racing. And I'm like, okay, this is new for me because I've never had my heart race like it did before. So when I got to the top of the stairs, and to the left of me is the boys' room. And you get in there, and it's like, holy crap. It hits you like a ton of bricks. Just feeling my heart, like I said, it's racing like crazy. My hairs on my calves started raising pretty fast. So I mean, that in itself was unique for me. And then going through the rest of the rooms upstairs, I was okay with that. It's just the boys' room is really, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really expecting that, how to be strong that was. And as I was walking through, I'm like, looking at that mannequin on the floor, I'm like, you better not stick your hand out and trip me.
He used to be on the bed.
Well, floor's a good place for him.
Yeah. So he can
Because if you
crawl
go
at you.
across the hall, the girls' room was over there, and that mannequin's on the bed itself.
Uh-huh.
So that was creepy.
Yeah.
So.
She is freaking creepy. Like, when we were there one time, Jean and I swore she, like, moved. And I had taken pictures previously, and then we took pictures of her then so we could compare. She didn't really move, but I think it's her lashes or something. The way they're on there, they just look like she's watching you. It's so
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you go in the parents' room,
Mhm.
where the one's holding the baby and the dad, and they're both kind of looking at each other like they're ready to get into a fight. You know, they don't look happy. That's for one thing. Me and Taylor are kind of like, that's kind of weird. We didn't really get that, why that was set up that way.
Mhm.
But so that was kind of house. I didn't know, was there a basement part of that house?
Is there what?
Is there a basement part of that house?
There is a basement in the house, yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I never got to go down in the basement, so
Oh.
I don't know if you guys gone down in the basement or not with that.
I have been down in the basement, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we were sitting down there, and there was a man that would come through, but I got the whiff of, like, the smell of, like, cigars.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was just, like, whiff, and I smelled it a couple times, and that was, like, the extent of it. But that was about all.
And they got a creepy doll down there, too, for their Halloween.
Oh, yeah, this little creepy guy that stands there and stuff. Yeah, he's pretty creepy. We're like, if that thing moves, we're out of here.
Well, I'll have to get another chance to get down there again, and I'll have to go down in the basement, because like I said, I didn't get down there because I didn't know if I was able to. So,
Oh, yeah.
and no one really said anything to me about the basement. So,
Yep.
So I went out to the carriage house after
Mhm.
that and kind of walked around there. And, boy, it's an old, musty building there. You know, the carriages are neat to look at.
Oh,
How
yeah,
old they are.
absolutely.
And then I looked at those stairs to go up to the second level, and I'm like, geez, am I going to fit? I have never seen such narrow stairs to get up
You just
somewhere.
wait till you get to Malvern.
You,
Attic.
you haven't been to Melbourne yet.
No, that's on the list. So I was kind of like shimmying my way up the stairs. And I walked around up there for a while, and, you know, I in the daytime, I think over in the carriage house is not a whole lot going on, I don't think. Because I really didn't get much up there, because I ran my recorder and my gear that I had set out before the K2 and stuff, and I wasn't getting nothing up there
Mhm.
or down on the first floor. So I kind of like, okay, well, I'll wait till later and grab somebody and go upstairs and try it again, you know.
Mhm.
So, but that was my first initial thoughts of just getting there, being there. Awesome property,
Mhm.
well taken care of.
Yes, it is. It is, for sure.
So, but yeah, we held a seance down there in a, I think it's the dining room off the kitchen area, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we held a seance in there, and that was trippy. That was trippy, because that was my first one ever I've been part of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, holy man, just things just playing with their legs below, and got an ear tug on my left ear.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, it wasn't just me, but a lot of other people were getting a lot of the same issues going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then numbers are kind of flashing through my head, like 13 and 8 and 13, but 13 was more prominent than 8 was.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if 13 had to do with anything. So
I can't remember the ages of the kids.
and they said
A couple
one
of
them was
them passed away at an early age.
Yeah, one of them was like 14 or so, but I don't know if it's the date of 13 that comes up, but it just kept on going through my head. So, but other than that, you get done with that. What else? Okay. So then after that, I took Taylor. I said, "Hey, Taylor, let's go to the carriage house." So, because for me, that was important to me to get to investigate with Taylor and just kind of, see how we do together and stuff. And he's awesome, just an awesome guy to investigate with. And try ourselves in the carriage house. We didn't get much downstairs, but then when we went upstairs at night, it was a different kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had my gear out, sitting out, and we were talking pretty good. In the video, see, it's out there. I kind of provoked a little. Wasn't bad, but I think it felt it had to be done because just wasn't getting much. I mean, it's just nada. So it's so funny. He grabbed a horseshoe and laid it on the floor. He says, and I'm like, "Hey, why don't you move that horseshoe on the floor a little bit?" And he's like, "If that thing moves, I don't care what you say. I'll be downstairs before you will." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure you will, because I'll probably stand up there like, what just happened?" So,
yes. So, Steve did say Louise died at the age of 13, so that could be where you're getting it from. I knew one of them was around that age when they passed, but...
Okay. Yeah, because that just kept on just, coming to me, 13 and 8, so I don't know if 8 had anything to do with it either, but 13 was the dominant number that was poking out of my head, so... So after that, then we kind of walked around a little bit, sat down, and kind of relaxed, because it was a big group that was there. And Nikki Nova was there, or Vicky Nova. I'm sorry. She was there. Cool to meet her again. And then it was, I think we were sitting in the room off of the music room. So it was me, Cynthia, Taylor, and Rebecca. We were all just sitting there, just chatting, and she had her spiritist going and stuff. And then there was another couple, which is Kim and Aaron. So what they were going to go upstairs, and they got about halfway, and then they went back down, because Aaron felt that he shouldn't be up there. And then Kim tried to go up there again, and then all of a sudden they both came running into the room by us. And like, nope, we're not supposed to be up there, or something like that. So there again, I'm like, Taylor, let's go upstairs. So me and him both went upstairs right away, and that was interesting. Still kind of getting the same feel of being in a boys' room, but not as harsh it was before. I think we probably should have sat down and probably did an EVP session, but we kind of were limited to time. So then we kind of walked around again upstairs, and we were messing around in the girls' room, trying to get them to open up the attic or the closet door. Not happening. So then I opened it, which I didn't realize how easy that thing pops open. So open that up, asked them to throw the hangers all over the place. Nothing. Couldn't get nothing going in there either. So, but it got interesting when we got into the sewing room. We both just sat down and was doing another talk. Cynthia comes up, and I'm like, "Hey, try on that dress." And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, I was just trying, and then needless to say, I kind of forgot that I was even live with Taylor. And I'm like, let's have a conversation with Dora. I want to know how Dora feels about that dress. Say, hey, I want to get rid of that dress and get some money for it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pushing buttons a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quite an interesting interaction right there. And I asked her, I said, so how do you feel about me? How do you feel about me being in this house as a person? And she's like, you definitely belong out in a carriage house. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, I'm not one of those, what do you call is it the tradesman? I can't remember what the name was that they called the people out in the carriage house.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, no, I'm not one of those kind of people. But that was interesting. The Granger house by far, just being there by the first time makes you want to go back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're actually scheduled to go back on September 19th.
Ah.
Yeah. That'll be our second time there this year.
Okay.
We're just trying to get my legs are sore. Had an hour and a half drive home from work, and then I came over here, and so all I've been doing is sitting, and it's like my legs are cramping up.
Oh, I would feel it. I would feel that, yeah. But I know, it's funny how everything is in Iowa. Everything is in Iowa.
It is.
And it's
It
like,
is. We've
I
got
need to
quite a
move
bit
down
here.
there.
Huh?
I need to move down there because
Yeah, you do.
there's nothing up here really to investigate. The only major hotspot for me is that Sheboygan place I was at.
Oh, uh-huh.
But other than that, there's really not a whole lot up here for me to go into. I don't want to sit there and be knee deep in woods trying to find Bigfoot. I'm sorry. I can wait on that.
I do want to. I want to go searching for Squatch sometime.
Well, we got the Catamaran up here, so it's said that he's supposed to be in here, but then I was also told, I believe from CCPI, that we got werewolves up north, too.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay, well, I better find someone to make some silver bullets, take along with me.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, that was fun. That was fun. So.
Let's see here. I think we had some people saying stuff in chat.
Mr. Weeks, hello.
Yeah.
Catch you before.
Yeah, he said, Dora wouldn't allow things to be thrown around.
No. She
Yeah.
don't like that cussing either.
Yeah. Actually...
I was good. I was good in the house.
Well, I like to drop a few bombs here and there,
And I'm the one apologizing.
but I haven't really had a whole lot of interaction with her, which is weird. We really haven't.
Not yet.
It was quiet there too. I mean, I didn't really hear much about Dora that night either. So, but I was trying to listen to everybody's conversation that was going about the place and stuff, and which was awesome. Listening to the girls do their revealing part about what they caught in the building itself, and man, those girls are good. Those girls are good. They hit a lot of stuff on key, on point. Just, they're good. They're very good.
Yep. Did they come up with a kitty?
I believe I might have missed that one because we didn't see nothing with the kitty either. So, we didn't see anything of the kitty.
Oh man! So far, it's like we're the only ones who've caught the cat.
But so, swatting flies, are we?
Yeah, there's one flying around in here. It just keeps coming by every now and then. So I'm just like.
What else? Let's see. Then we stayed at this awesome hotel, the Black Hawk Hotel in Cedar Falls. Fantastic hotel. I tell you, I like how old that thing is. Just a really neat experience staying there.
Yeah, and then we the Women's Club.
Yes, that was cool.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's like most of the activity though was pretty much upstairs.
Yes, it was. Yes, the main floor was pretty quiet. The ballroom really didn't. I don't think had much of anything because they did us 2 seances at the same time, and they said they didn't get much in the ballroom, but everything was more upstairs where we were. And Chad Deary, he said that he caught one of the shadow figures crawling on the floor.
Oh yeah, yep.
And that was like freaky as to hear, but I'm like cool as to hear because I'm waiting to find this thing, and me and shadow people, we don't get along very well because I cannot pick up on them very good. So if I see one, I probably won't even know it's even there. But yeah, that was cool and all that. And then going in that back room when we started investigating downstairs in the reading room and the nap area, what you call it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
We weren't really getting much in there.
No.
It was quiet.
Maybe it's because they were reading or taking a nap.
And that could be. And that, that's what it was used for.
Right.
And then I think we were going to head over straight across into the dining room area, but then we decided to go upstairs. So I don't know if something was pulling you upstairs or...
I just had a feeling we needed to go upstairs.
Right, and that's where, when we did our walkthrough, that's where I felt the most...
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
I
feel
was
something
already
up there.
disoriented throughout the day. But going up there, it's just like, phew, it really hits you. I mean, it was hot up there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when we got through that area where we had the seance, the first start, to go down to that hall for that, the back room, the servants' room area is what it was called.
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
it's the
I think
servants'
that's
area.
what they called it.
And going way in the far back, and I believe that's where he can go out on a balcony back there too. Once again, ran into a frickin' mannequin.
Yep, with no arms.
That one freaked the shit out of me. I'm like, I kept on turning around, thinking that thing's gonna turn around and look back at me like that movie Caroline. You know
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, actually.
And I'm like, jeez, that thing just keeps looking at me, and you're sitting across from me, and we're just conversing back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying. I'm really trying.
I kept going, do you want to switch me spots?
And I'm like, no, I gotta man up here. I gotta sit here and just soak it in. So, and then after that, I think what we did is, they had the closet over there.
Yeah.
And I think that was the point where everything really started getting going in that room.
Oh, yeah. Hell broke loose.
So starting you in there first. You want to tell everyone what was going on while you were in there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I stood in the closet, and we set the music box in there.
That thing is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that's the most interaction we had with that thing so far. But I was in there, and I was kind of getting this feeling of, well, first, this doll popped into my head. Like an older doll, like from the 40s, 50s, somewhere around there. She had blonde, curly hair, and they were in pigtails. And she kept flashing by. And then so I started asking if there was a little girl around. And if there was a little girl around to make the music box go off. Well, then the music box would go off. So I'm like, okay, well, are you missing a little doll, or do you have a little doll with blonde hair? And the music box would go off. So, like, basically, when I had asked questions, if it was correct, the music box was going off. If it wasn't correct, then it would be silent. And then I kind of felt something playing with my hair on the left side.
And when you were in there, it looked like a shadow about waist high to you.
Yeah.
That I could kind of see moving, I thought. And that's when you said your hair was getting pulled and stuff.
Yeah. So that was
Not
interesting.
to mention that the temperature is rising for some odd reason.
Yeah, the temperature kept going up. It started at 80 degrees, and by the time I got out of there, it was 84. And
Right.
And then so you and I decided to switch spots.
Yeah, you were in there for a good 15,
You want to
20
go
minutes.
ahead and tell them what happened when you were in there?
Oh gosh. So yeah, we switched spots because I felt that she was in there quite a long time, and the place was getting pretty hot, so I figured she needed to come out and kind of get some fresh air a little bit. So I jumped in there, and as soon as I jumped in there, that music box would not shut off.
Mm-hmm.
It would just go constantly, and I'm like, well, what the heck? They must not like me being in there or something.
Yeah.
And so I stood my ground, and I'm like, well, let's, had Kim, and she recalibrated. And then once she recalibrated and it came back on, all of a sudden it started in again, just going nuts, would not shut up for 1 second. And I'm like, jeez Louise. So, okay. And that was 5 to 7 minutes of time being in there,
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It was
it
short.
would not shut off.
Yeah.
No, not at all. So then I'm like, okay, now if this thing shuts off as soon as I get out, this is freaking nuts. So lo and behold, I step out, and it's darker than shit in there, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I step out, that thing shuts off.
Yeah.
Went completely quiet.
And
And
then
I'm like-
Allison stepped back in, and it stayed quiet until she started asking questions again.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was standing there, I'm like, hey, I know you don't like me or whatever. And Kim, did you see a shadow person inside of there with me too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did.
About waist high, that little
Oh, waist high, okay. Because at the moment I was getting ready to get out, and I moved pretty fast because I felt like someone, like a breath behind me, like someone was
I do
breathing
remember
behind
talking
me.
about that.
So that freaked the crap out of me. So, so that's when I decided to get out. I'm like, okay, if you could get up to 85, I'll get out. And it just stopped, I think, at 84.5, I think is where it stopped. So then that's when I got out. That's when he came in. So
It had the 8 and the 5. It just didn't go up to 85.
Yeah.
right.
And
But-
we had the ovulus in there. We got some random words. The only thing that was kind of weird was altar or whatever. And, we were up there by where the brides
Yeah.
and the bridesmaids would get ready for their weddings and things
and
like that.
it said altar then.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
Slaves
strange.
came out of it too.
I told you that Thursday night it would not shut off here.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And then we take it there, and it hardly said anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't really go off
Yeah.
a lot.
But the main one that came out of there was Slaveville too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did come up.
Be-
Yep.
Because then the girls had a reveal again where we all sat up above in the balcony. And I believe it was Sarah was bringing up about something like, no, there was no slaves in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then Kim shouted out, like, no, well, our thing said slave.
Yep.
So,
But there might not have been a slave there, but the Underground Railroad wasn't that far from Cedar Falls.
Yeah.
So, who
Mhm.
knows? Just like where I work, we investigated.
Mm-hmm.
The Underground Railroad wasn't too far from my work,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have a black spirit in the building.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and the psychics that we've talked to, they think he came from the Underground Railroad,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a place to hide.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you never know.
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but what else do we have going on there?
Steve said
Well-
he was getting responses to questions with his grid, which that would be
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's right. He was telling me about that. It was started at blue, and I think it stayed at red, I
Mhm.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. I don't know I think he was with Chad Deary with that one.
I think so.
But yeah, we had some things going on. We had that seance, which was
Oh.
pretty wicked.
Yeah, it was. For sure.
And then after that, I had to walk outside to kind of clear my mind a little bit, and
Yeah.
then And then I didn't see you were out there, and
Mm-hmm.
you looked like you were going to throw up there for a second.
I felt like I was really trying to regain myself after that. Because, before we even started, once we just, I grabbed Missy's hands, just my left side, like my eye, it just started watering, like I was crying out of my left eye. And it's because I could feel, and so that's why she scooted closer, because I didn't even have to tell her what was going on, and she picked up on it right away, which was pretty awesome. So she's like the third, fourth person. It's like, so I know I'm not crazy when I was telling people this to begin with.
Right.
that
That's why I
first
quickly
seance-
ran inside to get you some water, because I didn't know if you were going to pass out or not. And,
Yeah, I was kind
was
of
pretty
zoning
wild.
out there a little bit. I was starting to go, but I brought it back, so.
yeah.
Well, that
So-
first seance, it felt like somebody was squeezing my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had
My
a
hands
pain,
were gone.
real bad
My
pain
hands
in
were
the
so
shoulder.
numb.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I learned about myself being in seances, is my hands, because of my carpal tunnel in the past,
Yeah.
they just numb up. And I can't feel nothing. So, that's
Steve
one thing
Weeks
I've
wants
kind
to
of
go
noticed
to
about
Melbourne.
myself. What's that?
Steve, he wants to go to Malvern. I said, let's go.
Yeah, I want to go too.
Yes.
But it's just to be there and get a chance to investigate with you guys was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great time.
Gotta do it again.
Absolutely. I know. It was a blast. Like, we got some things, and, if you came down this way, definitely
I'd
Malvern,
love to do it
Edinburgh.
again.
Huh?
I'd love to investigate that place again.
The Women's Club? Yeah, me too. I think the more people go there, the more the spirits will maybe open up and learn and understand better how to interact with us,
Yeah, because I know Misty was saying that they weren't quite able to talk yet. So, which is kind of interesting, because I've never heard that before, because I always thought, wow, spirits, they just say what they want to say, and I didn't know that they could be held back like that they couldn't say something. So, but I missed out on the second seance thing, that where you guys were all standing around, but you want to go into that one a little bit?
Yeah. Okay, so since I'm, such a bad little person, I had to be stuck in between Ashley and Sarah.
Misty came down and told Ashley to keep Allison in between her and Sarah and watch her.
But we started off, Sarah did a dowsing rod session.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically she asked if someone, or if this whatever had followed somebody here.
Mm-hmm.
And they freaking pointed right at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. And then she asked if there was like a family member there. And then that went to Aaron, which that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it was his father who passed away when he was younger.
No, it wasn't.
No?
It was like not too long ago,
Oh.
I think.
I'm not sure.
I'm not really for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when it was. But there was question on how he passed, I guess.
Okay.
And with the dowsing rods, it was kind of leaning towards, like, not natural causes.
Oh,
And it wasn't
jeez.
suicide.
Yeah.
It said no at suicide.
Mm-hmm. So it was pretty crazy. That was really crazy. And then it was asking if it wanted somebody to hug him or whatever, and it did the hug thing. And so then Kim gave him a hug. So that was kind of crazy. And then we kind of went into our seance, and we got some stuff.
Not as much activity as we did upstairs.
No. Upstairs was a lot more. I didn't have the same feeling down there. Like, I didn't get too crazy, and I didn't feel too out of control after I left that one like the first one. But it was still interesting, though. It was still interesting.
Yeah. The upstairs one, I mean, it had to tie in with that back room, what was going on. And to say that they're rushing up at you and all that stuff, I wish I was able to be rushed at because I didn't see it, and yeah, I mean, that's where it all starts. I think that might be the start where that house starts, and it might just make its way down. And granted, we weren't allowed to go into the attic because they have an attic there.
Right.
Somebody went up there. We didn't know that they weren't allowed to. In the basement, we weren't allowed to go down there either, but that's all limestone in the basement. So, if they start opening up the basement, who knows?
Yeah, who knows what kind of...
That will be pretty wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because,
close to that.
There was a woman upstairs running around everywhere that people were seeing, and I kept seeing a man, with a stick, and I don't know who he was, but he had a stick, and Misty's like, well, maybe he was a hobo, because she had picked up on a hobo.
And that's where we're thinking that the hobo came from upstairs in the attic. So, I heard about that one later on.
Oh.
So with that, I mean, 2 back-to-back great experiences is just, it just makes you want to dig more, go more different places, and dig deep.
Yep. Absolutely. And
I'm just getting my feet wet because I was just at the Canterbury House in June. So.
I know. Well, you need to try to do it like with a smaller group too.
Yeah.
Then that way you can get a little bit more with your recordings. You won't have as much interference.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I have a small team.
Huh?
Me.
Yeah, yeah.
I
MGS,
like
by the way,
event
Midwest
things,
Goal
but
Seekers.
yeah, your recorder you don't pick up much.
Yeah.
Because you got background noises and stuff. But I like going to the events because you can learn from different people, different different techniques.
Yep.
Watch, all 9 yards. Yep. And it was so cool that, I was actually, instead of watching it live, I was part of it live.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yes.
That was a cool thing. So, and just, hoping that I looked okay and doing stuff and how I did stuff is, people felt that it was okay and not too abrasive and not too over the top and, just trying to find myself a little bit out there in front of people. It's a whole different thing besides just watching.
Yeah.
So.
Not temper. Remember. I'm trying to keep up with chat and apparently, you know how my spelling is.
Yeah, I'm getting bad on there too. It's like I want to press this and I hit the full word, but all of a sudden it's like it's half the word. I'm like, what the heck? I just pushed that.
Oh, that's too funny. Does anybody have any questions at all, or?
Fire away.
Yeah, we'll let them get rolling on that.
This is their opportunity to drill me as much as they can.
I know, this is your time. Throw some of Darren's questions at him and see what he says. I told him that he was going to have to get into chat and ask his own questions to himself.
Well, let me see if I can find some of his questions.
She has a whole notebook here.
Well, you should have a book there by now. Hey, Allison, what's that doll that you were holding last time?
The what? Oh,
what's that doll that you were holding last time?
Oh, yeah, he hasn't seen Louise.
I haven't seen any dolls.
Louise?
No.
The one that opens her eyes at Allison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't seen her.
Okay, I'll get her here in a second.
She's gonna get her.
All right. You gotta brace yourself now.
Yeah. Brace yourself for that. Steve goes, is Darren a 2 deuce or a 1 in the morning?
No, that depends on the day.
Does it depend on how many mics you've had?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Oh gosh. Okay, she's getting her out. She has to get her out slowly because her legs are falling apart. So.
Oh, geez, slap some glue on those things.
They're taped right now, and then they're bubble wrapped. So.
I take it you don't like glue then.
Don't need her flying off a dresser at us.
She stays behind glass when she's not with us.
Okay, so.
Oh, jeez.
Here's Louise.
No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Hello.
Put a bag over that head.
Hello. How are you doing? I'm losing my damn mind. I'm so tired. I don't want to get up and go
coming off a little bit.
I don't want to get up so early to drive to work tomorrow.
Ah, man.
Frick.
No.
I gotta do it Monday too. I gotta drive
sounds
an
like
hour
fun.
and a half to work on Monday too. It sucks.
That ain't right.
You'll have to get some more tape.
Yeah, I think
Tape
we
on
need
her
more
leg
tape.
a little bit.
Okay,
There we
well,
go.
she's staying here. So Darren got to meet Louise, everybody. Now you watch and see if her... This is how I held her...
Well, she's not in frame right now. She's
Oh.
totally out.
Well... Okay, so this is how I held her the last show. Just like this.
All right.
Her eyes are
Okay.
open. Okay?
All right.
Last time they were closed.
Yeah, they were
They were
closed.
closed.
Last time.
They were closed last time. And then I looked down at
So
them
when
and
you
showed.
lean over, when you lean her down, do not close, open to close, or just they just close when they want to close?
See, like, you have to lay her down pretty... Like, her feet are almost up in the air for her eyes to close.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And
okay.
when she handed her to me, her eyes were closed. Like, right now, they're closed.
Okay.
And I had her just like this the whole time, and towards the end of the show, they were open. I was like, what the hell?
We got a question in chat.
Oh, we have a couple of them. Okay, so we
Yeah.
have
All right.
Angie. Angie wants to know, what has been your favorite place so far?
Ugh. Well, the Canberra House was really cool. A lot of real estate out there to investigate at the Canberra House.
Mhm.
Caught some stuff at the Canberra House, which is neat. They all have their own little unique kind of way. The Women's Club was, I think, the first time for a public event.
Mhm.
So that got its cherry popped.
Yep, it sure did.
The Granger House, that had a whole different feel to it because of my heart racing like it did that I never expected to. But they're all awesome locations. And when I asked that to people, what's their favorite place, and they can't really pick one out.
Mhm.
Now I know there's a reason for that,
Yeah.
because they each have their own little thing that just keeps you wanting to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's my intake. I mean, I've had Sheboygan. Sheboygan was the one that really got it all started for me.
Mhm.
Even though other places I've been to that, I got a rock thrown at me, but was that accidental, or was that just somebody just doing it just to do it? And then I kind of felt like I got touched at another location. But Sheboygan, the Sale Asylum, was the one that really got it for me, because this place is a huge location.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's bigger than Waverly.
Wow.
And it's just, so there's some sections that are cut off or shut down that you can't go to, just because they had problems with people getting in there and causing damage and whatnot. But he had a wing set up where if somebody got in the building, and he has dogs, like Doberman Pinscher dogs that would attack the crap out of you.
Oh my gosh.
That's his security. So when people break in this place and they go down this one wing,
Mm-hmm.
and these doors are all open, so if they step foot in one of those doors, it automatically shuts on them and locks them in, and then the cops come.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, he's got that place kind of rigged up a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it's just the basement where you travel to different buildings.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool spot. That's where they haul all the deceased bodies as well. but I heard disembodied voices. Got a phantom perfume smell, like it was following me around.
Mm-hmm.
And then going up to another location where there was a nurse's section, and they had these tiny little rooms. They're all kind of tied one to another, and then the big sections where the nurses are. Well, I was standing next to one of the doors, and you get that feeling like somebody's going to come out of that door.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to come out of that door. And I was waiting for it. I was waiting for someone to come out of that door because I had that feeling that someone was going to come out of that door. The whole left side of my face, my head, had a massive headache.
Oh, jeez.
Just that one section of my head, down all the way down to my face. It was just all weird. So I'm like, okay, someone's going to come out. Nobody did. So that was another experience. How can you not knock that? I mean, the other part we had where the guy that was putting on the event, this is his second night there, and he got his aha moment when down this one wing. I mean, there's tons of room in this area, in this wing. You hear nothing but knocks constantly, all over the place, just constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought someone was like throwing something at the wall, like a little rock or something, just throughout that whole wing. He had set up a REM pod halfway down the hallway, so when you go down by this REM pod, to the right is a big open section where there's all these chairs and a doorway to get out I think to the other side of the building. So, and that REM pod wouldn't shut up. And he's like, is the batteries dying? Because doesn't that happen when the batteries start dying that the REM pod just won't
Sometimes,
go
yeah,
by?
we've noticed that. Mm-hmm.
So he went to go check that out, and he was seeing figures way down at the end of the hall. Shadow figures going just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, so he got up to that REM pod to check that out, and as he was doing that, he looked into that one big open spot, and he was like, "Oh my God, there's something here." He was freaking out. I mean, it's like, I know how this guy is, and he's pretty as subtle as they come. But he's like, "Oh my God, there's something down here." So then one of the people that was in the group came down by him and saw that one of the chairs started moving, and that one of the door started to open a little, just all in that little section. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, he had his big time moment. I mean, when we were down in the basement, behind somebody, they saw a chair moving way down the back. So there's a lot of activity in that place.
Wow.
A lot of activity. So that'd be one if someone wants to come to Wisconsin to go to. That'd be the one.
Uh-huh.
So
That'd
to
be
go
pretty
through
cool.
that, you would have to get a hold of Fox Valley Ghost Hunters for that one.
Okay. Awesome.
So
If we ever get out of state.
yeah. I mean, that one's kind of expensive though. If you want to do like a weekend thing,
Uh-huh.
they're asking about. Last time I checked, it was like $2,000 for that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it kind of gets kind of expensive when you come up this way in Wisconsin for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
no
staying in Iowa.
Yeah, no kidding.
But then there's another place I'm looking at to go and look at. Is called the First Ward School in Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin? Not Dells. I can't think of it. Springs? No. I don't know. I'll think of it later on. But that's another school that has a lot of stuff going for it. So,
Well,
but
we
other than that, I
we
mean,
get
that's
a chance to go to the Boyd House sometime.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll probably be next year, but we got invited to the Boyd House with another.
Is that in Minnesota?
couple. Yep.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
Any more questions?
Well, yeah, you got Steve in there. He wants to know how many mics does it take to get you to dance?
3 probably. that just gets started. Now 6. We'll see. Probably karaoke will be karaoke time.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
And you'll be hearing nothing but slurring.
And then I don't know what he's talking about, but he says he doesn't touch, you pervert. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
I don't know. I'll elaborate on that a little bit, Steve.
Yeah. Matt says 6 and you take your clothes off.
No. Come on. Tequila's supposed to take your clothes off, isn't it?
Oh, gosh. Tequila
Mike's
gets
is just
me
like a
hauled
little...
out the back door
It's
of a
just like
Mexican
pop
restaurant.
breaking.
Huh?
What's that?
I said tequila gets me hauled out the back door of a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, they have to carry you in.
Yeah. I had a lot.
Oh, my 21st birthday was the drunkest. Absolute drunkest I've had.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Nope, not me. I just had a baby when I was 21.
Those days
so.
for me getting drunk are kind of past. I'm getting kind of too old to get drunk like that again.
It's been a while for me. It
Yeah.
happens occasionally, but, not very often.
I don't ever go bar hopping. It's just drinking at my own house and watching sports.
I don't go bar hopping either. It's usually with my mom. So I don't have too far to go.
I'm planning on it, Steve.
What?
The Cambry house on Halloween, since ours got canceled.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another one I am have my eyes on, and hopefully I can get down there.
I gotta check the funds and everything and get my ticket spot and stuff.
I do want to go. It just kind of depends, because that's going to be a long-ass drive if Kinsey makes it to state.
Especially when Saturday starts at 11.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, she wouldn't be done running.
I mean, you got the gypsies are going to be there as well. So that's pretty cool. It's going to be a blast of a time. And that's just, it's kind of like I'm held on to where the gypsies are is where I want to be. Because it's so much of a fun time.
Yeah.
Great personalities. Absolutely great personalities.
Mm-hmm.
They got gifts. They got absolutely awesome, tremendous gifts. And to see them just do their thing is just it's an amazing thing to see.
It is. It is.
Angie wants to know where the Cambry is. It's in Illinois. It's just right across the river.
Yep.
Yep, not too far. You're kind of going back and forth between Illinois and Iowa.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Steve says you drink one and you start kissing guys.
Uh-oh.
That'd be Steve kissing guys. That's not me. I gotta be the one to bring the duct tape wherever we go, so I don't get no invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
And he never brought that doll, Steve.
Never move.
I don't know
like that.
Something like that. I knew what it
Nauvoo.
was. I just didn't know how to say it.
Yep, Nauvoo.
Yeah, Nauvoo.
Yep.
Oh, damn. What do we have coming up? Oh, yeah, Edinburgh this weekend.
Yep. Edinburgh. And I got the Cambry house the weekend after.
Yep.
Oh, a little before Halloween.
Chad and Rebecca's going to investigate with me. And Cynthia hasn't gotten back with me if her and Taylor's going to join us yet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Edinburgh is another place.
Sorry. A bug flew up my nose.
She says it was a bug else.
Oh, damn.
That fly that was bothering her.
Yeah, I just sucked it right up.
It'll come out your ear in a couple of days or so.
And we got the Granger in September.
Gosh.
That's about it, besides the Halloween one.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot going on this year because, a lot of things got canceled, so...
And a lot of things are already booked up yet.
Yep, so... Next year, we gotta start booking now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be going through Steve and a lot of stuff to get to these locations and stuff. So, I mean, being with him, he's a cool guy too. I mean, yeah, he was my ticket to the Cambry House, and me and him, I didn't know what to expect when I met him. And yeah, he's a comedic guy too, and overall, he's just an awesome guy.
Yes, he is.
I was just so happy to hit it off like we did, going down and made a 4-hour trip feel like 2 hours.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
I mean, we had we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and to get to know each other and stuff like that. It was just a really cool experience. I was like praying, please let this go, please. And going on the way back, again, it didn't feel as long as it was before. We had some crazy things happen to us going there and back. We were on Highway 61, and we kind of got stuck. It's like we didn't know where to go, and my GPS shut off, his GPS shut off, his on the phone shut off.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, we're lost here. we didn't know where to go. His wife said to stay on 61, and so then he just had that gut feeling like something's going on with the universe here. I mean, there's all this crap going on, and then all of a sudden now our GPSs aren't working. I mean, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
So we managed to get things back up and going on the way down. But the funny thing is that on the way back, of all things, it happened again at the same spot.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is so crazy.
I'm like, we both looked at each other like, what the hell? So that was an interesting moment there, to have something like that happen 2 times in a row in the same location. Obviously, there's a really bad Wi-Fi, or there's a portal in that whole location.
Something crazy.
I mean, it's it was interesting, but yeah, I mean, I like investigating with him and doing stuff and doing these events. They're a blast, and he shows awesome events. So,
yes. You did a great job, Steve.
Yes, he did. And that was a great hotel too. So
I love these kind of events because you get to see friends that you don't get to see all the time.
I hadn't seen him actually since the expo.
Yeah.
In Ames last fall.
And then a couple other people that we've met, were there and we hadn't seen forever.
Since like Farrar last summer.
Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when I went to Cambria, it was the first time to see everybody pretty much for me. And then this past weekend, get to see you guys and Chad and all that again, and it's fun because it's friends for life, and
definitely
it's just going to these events, meeting up with people that you love investigating with, and get to know people and how things go. It's just a great feeling, a great time. Wouldn't trade it for a world. And, it's a really good experience. So if anyone's out there thinking that maybe I should give an event a try, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You won't regret it because you get to meet so many awesome people.
Yeah, because, like I said, we haven't seen some of these people since probably Farrar.
Yeah.
And it's like we see each other at this event, and it's like we've seen each other all of our lives,
Yeah, right.
Start back up where we left off, It's not like...
I mean, some of these things are where friendships are born,
Yeah.
I've known you guys for, what, year and a half or so?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, I already knew you guys, but it's like being in person and listening to you on the radio. It's two different things, and watching on your lives and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually get to go investigate with people that you listen to on the radio and watch their lives,
Mm-hmm.
it's an awesome feeling. Because then you learn so much from these people, and you learn how they actually are, and you're thinking, okay, what are they doing now? I'm missing it. Ah, damn, what are they doing? You know, it's like you want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is for me. I mean, it's going to these locations are awesome. Being with these people, you guys, awesome. If we catch something, that's a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and that's the way how I look at things.
Yep. Angie says she can't wait to meet you someday.
I'll get
She's
there.
from Apex, Iowa.
Yep.
So she can't wait to meet you, and everybody's saying, yeah, they had fun tonight, looks like. But let's give Darren one question here.
Yes.
What is the one thing in the world you would not want to be haunted?
This is going to be a new one.
Who is it?
My underwear.
Your underwear.
And what I want to be haunted is my
Yes.
car, so it can drive me places.
Oh, there you go. Steve says toilet.
Well, Steve's toilet's always haunted around him.
All right. Okay, so before I end here, I'm just going to give a shout out to everybody who was in chat tonight. We had Christopher, we had Steve, we had Nat, we had myself, we had Kim, we had Angie. I think that was it. We had Christopher in chat.
Thanks for joining us tonight. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you everybody who was in chat tonight. Thank you to everybody who was not in chat but still listening. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Before we leave tonight, I want to give a shout out to Shay's show tomorrow.
Yes.
Everybody tune in. She's doing the best of Raven Rose and
Yes,
with Roland
definitely.
and stuff. So everybody, please tune in to
tomorrow.
listen to it. It's going to be a good show.
Yes, it is. She's put in a lot of time and work into this, and thank you for everybody who was also a part of helping her make this happen for tomorrow. So please tune into that.
Absolutely.
All right, and thank you, Darren, for being our surprise guest tonight. It's like I was coming here, and then Kim's like, "Oh, we're gonna have Darren on." I'm like, "All right, whatever. Let's just rock and
Might as
roll."
well we were going to talk about our weekend anyway, so why
Right.
not have
Yep,
Darren
so why
on?
not? Yep, get another perspective in, and like I said, we didn't get to go to the Granger house part of it, so you
Right.
could fill us in a little bit about that, and then we both kind of all talked about the women's club. So, thank you everybody, and next week is still, a mystery, but I know I have some guests booked for August. I'm just too busy, my mind is going 100 miles an hour to figure it out. But I know we do have somebody somewhere at some point. I do have one.
I know, but I don't think we wrote it down.
I have Penny coming on.
Yeah, Penny.
I believe
there's
she's the second week of August, though. So if you guys missed out on the last time, stay tuned. She's going to be up. It's going to be like 1 o'clock her time in the morning. So
Yeah.
I appreciate her being on. She's an awesome lady. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Darren. And thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Peace out.
All right.
Thank you for listening to REP Paranormal and Friends. Be sure to check out Kim and Allison on Facebook at REP Paranormal Busters.